Good morning, fish heads in Cowboy Nation. This is a Cowboy Monday. You are in the fishbowl. There is the star. We will be there today visiting with players in the noon hour, and then we've got Big Mike, 1 o'clock-ish or so. So stick with us all day long, and we will bring you Cowboy information from inside the star. 3 things on our agenda today. That's right, 3 things. Thing number 1, Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. The Green Bay Packers. Thing number 2, that's number 1. Thing number 2, something changed shortly after October 24th in the minds of the Dallas Cowboys as it relates to Odell Beckham Jr. And we're going to tell you what that is. And then thing number 3, we're going to give you a chance to win Micah Parsons merchandise from the good people at Pristine Auction. We'll do that for the next few days here. So all you have to do, obviously, is not only register at Pristine Auction, and you can see the pinned guidelines there. There's the link. Pristine Auction, of course, friend to the show. You can enter to win the autographed Parsons frame print and get $10 off your first item. Use the registration code FISH when you sign up at that link. Go get you some there. And of course, you also are required by Fish law to be a subscriber to what we do here. All right, let's start with Aaron Rodgers. Wisconsin washed. Did you watch that? If you are a longtime Cowboy fan, Aaron Rodgers has been a burr in your saddle, as we say in Texas. It just seems like he beats you every time. And it seems like he does it with some miracle throw at the end that no other human being could possibly make. It's happened a lot. And I used to say this about Dirk Nowitzki. And now, even though Aaron Rodgers is one of my love-to-hates, as you may be aware, I used to say about Dirk, I'll be the last guy to bet against him. I'm going to be believing in Dirk until he actually retires and starts playing pickleball. But up until then, I believe Dirk can go out and score 30 points in a game and win it for you right to the end. So Aaron Rodgers is that too, except it sure looks, they've lost 5 straight games, right? And they just lost to a Detroit team that always loses to them, and a Detroit team that has nothing on defense. And Aaron couldn't score. It was so bad that I almost felt sorry for him. Not, but almost. And you are getting them, Cowboys at Packers this weekend, at a premium time for Dallas. If you are ever going to take a gigantic bite out of the Packers and maybe even ruin everything for Green Bay, which as a Cowboy fan, you would love to do. I mean everything. I mean, get that franchise to where they're sitting around wondering if they should tell Aaron Rodgers, you're sitting, we're playing the kid, who, by the way, has been there so long, he's not even a kid anymore. It's getting there. And they've had this incredible run with Brett Favre and then with Stinky Aaron. And if you're not a Packers fan, if you're a Viking fan or a Lions fan or a Cowboy fan, you certainly would like to see that streak of luck and success end. What's that been? 25 years where they have an all-pro quarterback? 25 straight years or something like that, right? Sick of it. Get him out of there and let the franchise crumble. And I don't mean, obviously, dismantle the franchise and only have 31 franchises. I mean, and I say this lovingly because I grew up in Minnesota and now we have our Cowboy Association. I would love to see Green Bay become Jacksonville North, where it's just a pimple on the butt of the NFL. Seriously, that would be my great joy. Same thing I would like that to happen to the Lakers too. In fact, it is happening to the Lakers, and it's a great joy. Aaron Rodgers says after the game, first of all, he says we should have never lost to that team. We shouldn't lose to that team, which is that arrogant that arrogant Aaron that we've come to love to hate. He also says, I've been counted out many times in my life. Fake deep philosophy. No, you haven't, Aaron. When have you been counted out in your life? And I bet you haven't been counted out starting at the age of 6 was the last time that anybody might have counted you out. Nobody's ever counted you out. Nobody's ever doubted you. Ridiculous. Fake deep, whiny philosophy. And now the Cowboys get to go take a bite out of not only Aaron Rodgers, take a bite out of the entire Green Bay mystique and put a fork in them as a contender. And won't that be fun? We'll be all over that this week. And Mike McCarthy obviously will speak on his Green Bay thing today. By the way, inside tip, if the Cowboys manage this thing right, organizationally, this isn't a Jerry, by the way. This is a McCarthy. They'll do this. They'll do this today. They'll do Packer Day. Mike McCarthy, Packer reminiscing today, and then they would like to not have it be the central issue for the rest of the week. That if they can pull that off, that'd be a good way to go. Item. What changed? On October 24th, we had a conversation with Jerry Jones, and he talked about a Dion-like move, but he did not really nod his head to the idea of Odell Beckham Jr. being that move. And then something changed. By the way, in addition to seeing the pristine auction pin, you can see that we have the Breathe Fund. That is the super chat set up for us by YouTube. Get in, get on, be good, bring something of intellect to the table, and say what you want to say, and you shall be heard as best that I can find your comments. And I also appreciate the comments of everybody. I will dig through a few of those, including if you're an Uncle Fish Premium subscriber, the guys with and gals, thousands of them with the circle and the star. How did I get that? How do you get that? Ask the fellas. They'll show you how. Eventually on this program, if you'd like to hit the like button and beat the algorithms, that tells YouTube, you're not the man, I'm the man. You're the man. We do what we want around here. And the way to do it is to hit the like button. And then, of course, if at the end of this program, you decide that that was outstanding information presented in an entertaining manner, exclusive, then would you please subscribe to what we do? Next item on the agenda. I'll tell you what changed the Cowboys on Beckham and what I think changed Beckham on the Cowboys. Michael, Jerome, Irvin. I think Irvin, friend of the show, and if you ask him, he'll tell you that my career is entirely based on his contributions. I think Irvin got involved. And I think Irvin said, Odell, you need to think about you need to put the Cowboys on your list. And Odell said, okay, I think I will. And then I think Irvin told the Joneses, hey, I know you haven't given this much thought because he wasn't on your list, but you need to put Odell on your list. And now Odell Beckham and the Cowboys are on each other's lists. I completely understand the many of you who are going, just wake me up when it happens or doesn't. Obviously, that's not the way this is going to work. The Cowboys like the drama. Odell likes the drama. What you don't want, as a couple of you have noted, you don't want the drama to get in the way of the football team. Even that so-called final piece, whether it was Charles Haley or Deion Sanders, you need to really think through it. Brandon Beane, the general manager of the Bills, who's also in the OBJ sweepstakes, as the Cowboys absolutely are. And by the way, a little bit later this morning, I'll let you hear Odell Beckham Jr. say it for himself. He says it to you for himself. Hang on this morning. It's good. The general manager in Buffalo goes, yeah, I mean, we'd be crazy not to think about it. Same as the Cowboys. We got to look into the finances. We got to look into his role and some other stuff. Well, finances, yes. It's got to fit. His role in Buffalo, obviously, he doesn't just walk in there and become the top dog. Not even close. You can make an argument that he walks in there and he's the third dog. And what about in Dallas? What do you do to the wide receiver totem pole? And then as far as the locker room's concerned, I'm going to assume that this subject has already come up, whether it's the Veterans Committee or whether it's just Jerry talking to Dak and Zach and saying, what you think? And I could imagine that Dak Prescott will say 100%, get us some more weapons here. I don't care about your salary cap. I assume Zach would say the same thing. And then I'm going to assume that Michael Irvin will volunteer to help make it all go smoothly. It's worth noting that in the second half of last year, when he was with the Rams, after Beckham pouted his way out of the Browns, which was not pretty, everything he did with the Rams was pretty. But they didn't have the issues, the drama issues that have followed Beckham's career around at every stop, many times of his own making. Odell Beckham Jr. and the Cowboys, this is very real. And of course, we're going to do what we do. Every blade of grass that moves at the Star, as we've been saying for years, and at Valley Ranch, we cover it. So obviously, we're going to cover this breathlessly. I promise you that. It is funny, by the way, sidebar, we talk about the Sunday morning splash. Thanks to Urban, we've been telling you that Dallas and Beckham is a serious issue since October 25th. But on Sunday morning, guess what? All the networks did. They reported that Beckham and the Cowboys are a real thing. Yeah, I know. We know. It's been a real thing since October 25th. This was heavily reported in DFW, in part thanks to the Fan, on Tuesday. And so Tuesday's news somehow became Sunday's regurgitated news all over again, with all due respect to the advancing of the ball. Glazier advanced the ball by saying he's going to be medically cleared this week. We'll see. And Ian advanced the ball by saying the Cowboys have been monitoring his health. So those are two new developments. Schefter just read tweets from last Tuesday. We mentioned the Cowboys. This is item 3. We mentioned the Cowboys odds the other day. I asked this question of you. In the NFC, in fact, you could even go bigger than that. Buffalo was a mess yesterday. Buffalo lost to a Jets team that they had beaten 5 straight times. Buffalo never loses to the Jets. When Buffalo's good, they never lose to the Jets. And of course, the Jets are almost never good. Buffalo looked vulnerable. AD, in actuality, when will he be ready to play, Odell Beckham Jr.? Thank you, AD, for the pitch in to the Uncle Fish Club. The original idea was end of November. Then the gossip came and moved it to December. Now Glazier's saying medical clearance this week. So does medical clearance on Friday mean that he signs on Saturday and play? I don't know about that. And I still need to see him before I have to get him in the backyard. We got to go out and play catch with Dak before that's me. And you got to sit down with your doctors. That's me. And then obviously we need to sit down with your agent, and it could be argued. A Cowboy fan can make the argument, just do it. Once that you determine that he is physically fine and rehabbed, if you could determine that, then just do it. If he wants $13 million, just do it. Shoot it. Shoot your shot. As we know, that's not the way that Steven operates. It has been for the better part of 30 years, the way Jerry operates, and we will monitor. With a $5 pitch in, there's the Ward family, just because we're friends. Thank you, Ward family. We always appreciate the pitch into the Brief Fund that helps finance the 75-member staff's many travels around this country. AD, so he plays just in time to oppose the Eagles? Your question is a valid one because of the drama of it all. But yeah, he would, Odell Beckham Jr., wherever he signs, Buffalo, Dallas, Giants, Eagles, he will play as soon as he's ready. There will be no fake drama there. By the way, might as well put this into your pot and smoke it. You don't want him to sign with the Eagles, do you? You don't want him to sign with the Giants, do you? There's your straight dope, no bullsh. You better factor that in. When the Cowboys were jousting with the 49ers in the 90s, the Cowboys felt like they stole Charles Haley from the 49ers. The Cowboys felt like they stole Dion from the Niners. When the 49ers signed Ken Norton, Carmen Policy, friend of the show, 49ers team president during the Eddie D years, said, oh, this is a double whammy. Not only did we get a good player in Ken Norton, we stole a good player from you. You better put that into this kaleidoscope of OBJ sweepstakes items. What if you kind of want him, but you really don't want the Eagles to get him? This is a conversation piece for you, and I will close with this, and then we'll be back in a little bit with Odell Beckham Jr. Speaks to You. That's coming up. The Bills are vulnerable, but the Bills are the best team in football. The Eagles have not shown much vulnerability. They get to say they're the best team in the NFC. The Chiefs, by gosh, they find a way. That's not a good Tennessee team that they failed to dominate last night. They were like 12-point favorites, and they won in a squeaker. But they do win. And then who else? Who else is better than Dallas? Or a candidate to be better than Dallas? Not the Rams, not the Packers, not the Giants, record aside, not Seattle, outstanding record aside. Wow, what a job they've done there. Buffalo, Kansas City, Philadelphia, and you're right there. As you stand today with this roster and this record, you're right there. That is a cause for end of bye week celebration. We will continue to monitor all things Cowboys. So keep it here on the channel. And then would you please, it's time now. Would 87 people please hit the like button on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. We've got thousands of people watching this show live. We'll have between 10 and 25,000 people who watch it between now and noon. We will definitely be back for Fish at 6 tonight live. But between now and then, Odell Beckham Jr., Cowboys Nation, and Fish Heads speaks to you. Stay tuned and go get you a load at cowboyssi.com. Fish out.